I'm very happy to be here with you and share a few thoughts. When first Sam told me that I have to come to talk to you about business, I was a little hesitant because I was wondering what I should say. But nevertheless, I would begin by telling you what and how I got into this as an entrepreneur. Of course, as we were already entrepreneurs before in family business, but assistive technology was something that was not prevalent. At the age of 38, when I first, was diagnosed macular degeneration, and I found that I couldn't read anymore, that was quite traumatic, and it was something that made me very, very despondent because I never wanted to not do anything and be, still be a part of the family business. So I had to, look around, and because of our accessibilities of being able to communicate with the world, I was able to locate the first technology that I had, and that was the rainbow reading machine. The rainbow reading machine came as a blessing to me, but also as a blessing to the Indian visually impaired and challenged students in the country. Nobody would believe when I told them that I have a machine that reads to you. He says, "You're joking. It must be a miracle." No, it isn't. It was true. And it took me a long time to show, convince, and tell people, see how it can actually be done. And only after years, it was finally accepted that yes, this is something that the visually challenged students can use and people can do for their profession. Immediately after that, a few years later, I came across JAWS. JAWS was a product that made me have access to computers. And at that point of time, I had already visited a number of blind schools, and having seen their conditions, it was quite pathetic to see that they were teaching them chalk making, stick making, agarbatti making, and all kinds of unskilled jobs. I said, what is this? Is this the future of our country? Is this the future of our visually challenged people? And it really pained me to see this situation. And that's, once I got to know about JAWS, I tried my level best to make people understand that even visually challenged can operate computers. Nobody believed. They can't see the monitor. What nonsense are you talking about? And it was a whole series of public programs, demonstrations, exhibitions, road shows, and calling people over and things like that, and actually showing them, see, we can do it. Today, I am very happy to see that it has changed the situation. We've got visually challenged people working on computers, accessing the internet, reading documents on their own, and even giving their exams on computers instead of scribes. So that's really something which I was very happy, and I'm glad that we've reached this level. So that's a little bit about myself. Now, even talking about business, can the visually challenged do business? Yeah, good. I'm glad to hear that. They surely can. They surely can. But before you even venture into doing this, it is important to understand that you need to have the capacities and the abilities to be able to undertake such a venture. You need to have the 3 golden Ds, as they call it. We have the desire to meet the challenges that a business offers. You need to have the dedication to actually put in long hours of work, and the determination to succeed what may. So that is very important to have with you if you want to go into this route of a profession or activity. For a business or for a job, how to decide? Now, if you need to decide, you must have the aptitude, you must have the right attitude and also the ability to pursue the particular business or profession that you would like to take up. What is the difference between taking up a job or being self-employed? Good. Anybody else? Right. Very good. Okay. What else? Yes. You can be your own boss. That's correct. You don't have to listen to somebody else. Ah. And who pays you? How do you pay yourself? No salary. Uh-huh. Right. And if it doesn't do well, you don't get any salary too. Yes, that is one of the risks you render when you are doing a business. That is correct. Yeah. Anybody else with any new thoughts? Okay, certainly that's correct. Yeah.
One more difference in jobs, one works for money. In business, we can make money work for us.
Wow, that's fantastic. Absolutely. Because if you don't have money and financial resources, you can't do business. You need money to invest. Invest in equipment, invest in office space, invest in people, you in materials, lots of things you need money. Yeah, right. Very good. So it's good that all of you seem to be having a fairly good idea about self-employment and its implications. Right. So then how does one decide as to whether you should go for a job or a business? What do we do? How does one find out? I heard something.
Capability or finances,
Right.
or about but basically it's about resources available to you as well. If you're comfortable with doing a business, why not go about it?
Wonderful. Yes.
But then
that's
if
one.
you're not, you better go for a 9 to 5 job, and that also depends upon how much risk you will be able to take up at the particular time. Are you able to shell out finances to start up your own business, or would you like to work under someone? That's about
Perfect. Very good. Very good. Anybody else? Yes, that's right. Huh. Yeah, that's also a very good suggestion. Yes, of course, very good.
You require another 2-3 things. Like one, you should have when you think to do a business, you should have a convincing power. Second, you must have a guts to take a risk, because without risk, business will not go ahead.
Absolutely.
You require that.
No pains, no gains.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, because if you're impatient and you say, nothing is happening, I'm not making money or I'm not making enough sales, you would start losing out right in the beginning. So you got to have patience, because it takes time to work out and it takes time to set up a business. I mean, it takes years sometimes. Another important thing is, like some of you have mentioned, is financial resources, yes, but also financial resources that you should be in a position to have something to sustain. Supposing your business is not doing well as yet, and but you still need to maintain yourself, so there should be some kind of sources available. Maybe if you're still living with parents, and then that part of it is taken care of, and business is being invested, and things like that. So there are a number of these qualifications. You need to take risks. You need to spend very long hours, 12 hours a day. Anybody? 12 hours a day you willing to work? 24? Wow. Yes, of course. Huh.
it will take time at least 6 months to get a return.
Right.
And if you are opening a business,
Hmm.
you require at least 2 years to get some kind of profit out of
I
it.
think you should go for business. You already seem to be having the right qualities, yeah. Good. Yes? Okay.
Work as maximum as possible. But if
Mhm.
he's not running, he will not work maximum.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. There is sometimes, but then that's the patience and the perseverance. You got to work at it to make it succeed, you know. So once you've taken the step, that's no coming back, because if you sort of come back, unless of course you lose money altogether, then it's a different story. But otherwise, it's no coming back, and you have to sort of, it's like you're diving into the sea, and you have no chance but to swim. So you have to work towards it, and that's how it is. Yes. Yes, tell me, please go ahead.
About the assistive equipments,
Yeah.
that would have been, I think that possibly would have been a brainwave to you, but was it planned? And if at all this was a business, did you have any backup for it? And was it the 2-3 businesses you had, or this was the only one you started with and you succeeded possibly with, of course they say business you have to, tumko luck bhi chahiye.
No, yeah, I agree with you. I think to some extent I would say it began with my own visual impairment. I took it up as a challenge as a social objective to make others realize that these technologies are available so they can also benefit. Later on, I was approached by other companies to help me or distribute their products. So it became one to the other, and then that's how it became a full-time job. Of course, I did have a backing earlier, so it was not that difficult for me. But what was really difficult was to break the barriers, to really convince people, because they had a different mindset that the visually challenged people cannot do anything. They are not able to do anything. They just have to sit in a shelter, do these small menial jobs, or sit at home. I mean, it was that kind of a mindset everybody, which took a long time for me to change. So that was the thing, yeah. So, yeah. Yes. Tell me.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
That how much profit do we get if we are selling this assistive technology? I think that there might not be too much margin behind the products.
See, the thing is, it's a tough job. You need to have a lot of investments, because you need to have one unit for practically every product. That means a lot of investments. So a lot of financial resources, and it's also very slow. Like, you cannot expect that every day somebody's coming to buy technology from you. So that's how it is. So going through this particular, now let us look at how you would like, if you need to go for a business, what do you need to do? What are the steps to be taken? The first, of course, would be to identify as to what is the best pastime that you have. What are the skills that you have? What are the strengths, as they call it, the abilities, the things that you are good at? Those need to be listed, and the weaknesses as those which you are not good at. So once you have these listed out, it becomes simpler for you to direct your thinking as to what kind of business activity you can proceed for. There are several of these, like we are looking at personal skills, which could mean perseverance, which could mean abilities to communicate, it could mean managerial capacities, it could mean marketing skills. So you need to be able to develop a project, manage the same, manage people. So there are a lot of aspects in setting up a business. It's not child's play. I mean, it takes a long time, it takes a lot of effort, and you have to really work for long hours. You should be willing to sacrifice your recreation time. You should be willing to take the risks of losing the money that you've invested. You should be willing to work hard. And unless you develop these qualities, it would be not easy.
So, I want to ask you, what are the basics required